guys, and welcome back to another video. And this time we're going to be doing a movie review video. I haven't done a movie review before, so it'll be like a new thing for me. I've been doing a lot of new things, so it's not a new thing for me. And this time, um, normally people do movies that's not in YouTube. I'm going to be doing a review on a movie that's in YouTube. That's basically a YouTube video, and yeah. So this is I forgot the name of the video is called Covidae by Omeleto, and it's a very short movie, but it's got a lot of things going on in there. So without any further ado, let me just get right into it. So let's talk about the beginning. Okay, so the beginning it starts off with there's an egg, and the egg hatches and something like that, and it shows that it's a baby bird, and then a nest, like it's resting in a nest. So giving like symbolism of a crow, because that was like a crow bird, and then it dived into the protagonist, and protagonist. Okay, I'll dive into that later. Let me just get into the gist of the story. Um, but for you guys who haven't seen this video, it will be spoiled a lot. I will be spoiling a lot. So go check that video out in YouTube, or I'll leave a link down below, and then you can check that video out from the link that bring down on the description box. So basically, this protagonist was it's basically this girl that we are seeing the eyes of the story from, and I think she starts off. So wait. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the protagonist character and role and all that in the story before we strictly based it on beginning, middle, and end. So I think uh, everyone's has their own opinion, but yeah, in a basic like simple movie where there's a hero and a villain, where there's it's like a fight going on. When it's that kind of movie, uh, normally people don't like to go into the complexity of things. They normally like to dial down and go into the basic roles that each role that they think has, but they don't know that those roles also have other kinds of complexity to do it, as other kinds of ways that it can be introduced, like the stupid professional writers were talking to me about, who have no other idea of what a story should be about besides from this way, is a hero is in the story, and that hero is a protagonist, okay, and a villain is in the story, and that villain is an antagonist, and there can be a lot of different kinds of antagonists, a lot of different kinds of antagonizing conflict, but still they're always basing it on like the hero is always the protagonist, and the villain is always the antagonist, and they don't even wanted to consider my idea of a hero and a villain can be one of the same thing, because they can. It's not showing it because that's more complex. That's more of a complexity into it, but that's like the viewpoint. It's reminding me of like an English literary teacher kind of method of what they think a story is about. But that's not what that's not all what a story is about. A story is also about a transformation, a journey, how a character goes through a journey and transforms as a result of that journey. And for the girl that was in the story, I did see a lot of transformation for that girl, not just for the roles, but for other things as well. The roles, I'll say, um, she played a hero role like right in the beginning of the story, because it goes on to where it shows like three bullies um, picking on one bird, and then she was seeing what they're gonna do, and they actually hit the bird, and that's when she had enough of the playful antics and what came interfered into the scene and helped the bird from dying. So she did like a heroic act in that scenario. But as the uh, as the story went along, um, I think the first half of the story was showing like her protective nature on this bird. It didn't really show that many times in the middle the um, bullies, and the bullies. Let me just say this: the bullies. They, I know I'm not doing it strictly based on beginning, middle, and end, because the characters, these characters, their transformation changes during the journey of the story, and the bullies are basically there are villains, but they're not the main villain. I'm trying to tell those stupid story writers who think that they know better than me when they don't, about the fact that the bullies were not the main villain, because like when the main villain, you would normally see the main villain at the end of the story, won't you? You won't necessarily see the main villain as soon as it does something bad. Because that can be a different kind of villain. It doesn't necessarily have to be the main villain. Okay, and in the end, um, I might after I went through different characters transformation, might go back into the middle and the end, but in the end, the bullies were definitely antagonizing the girl. They came back for revenge, and they came back to with their masks and to hurt the girl and show her the same pain. But when she like fell, and then when in the next scene, not the next scene, I think in the more extensive scene, it shows that the birds are all over the place, and they soon try to pick up the girl, and and then I don't know if the birds were having the power of lifting the girl up, or it was the girl herself, because as soon as she showed her face again to the bullies, her whole look changed, her whole nature of a facial expression changed. She was like a whole new person. When she pointed at those three bullies, it was like as if she was commanding the birds to attack them, and even though she didn't kill the bullies, I still feel um, the girl who once was a hero ended up as the main villain. And I know to so many people that might sound wrong and sound uh, offensive, because it's not.
Protagonists are heroes.
No, protagonists are not heroes. Sometimes protagonists could also be just the main point of view of a story. Okay, they don't necessarily have to be heroes. Okay, okay, yeah, she did start off as a hero, but she wasn't always being a hero throughout the story. Her motives, her behaviors changed as the story processed and moved along. So that's her transformation, like, where she started off as a hero and then ended up as a um villain, Okay, we were supposed to be learning about this, learning about their version, learning about the story writer's version by watching it in the classrooms when I was in the lessons. But still, I don't agree with what they say, because they act like they're professionals, but still, complexity is still a better part of the story than just the simplicity. They were only looking at the simplicity of the whole story, but I was looking at the complexity, because the complexity also has simplicity, but it has a lot of character development, a lot of transformation, a lot of growth going on in there. So the girl became the main villain, because also um, the show that how she was transforming into a like a bird. The main theme of this movie was crows. So how she was turning into a crow, because basically an evolution of crowhood, if that's even a word. But yeah, because she was protecting this one crow, and it ended up dying, and to honor the crow's life even after death, she tried to bury it, but then it didn't work out, because then the bullies came and stepped on it, so it went haywire after that. But the thing is, that's her transformation. People might think her transformation is very like basic and simple, like she was a hero, or they might even not think they were hero. They might think that she was an anti-hero. Okay, okay, fine. I understand the anti-hero aspects, but this aspect of her, where she starts off as a hero or an anti-hero or wherever, and then uh, dials down into the villain area and becomes like the main villain. That makes more sense to me, because and people are attacking me like that's the wrong decision. That's not the wrong decision. It's my interpretation, and anyone else could have their own kind of interpretation. So that's that, and then the three bullies. they did appear to be the main villain, because they're doing a lot of bad things in the story. They were attacking the bird. They were also um, they also were attacking the girl, and they were also doing a lot of lot of bad things without remorse. So they, in some way, they are villains. Okay, so I'm not saying that the three bullies are heroes. No, 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 they're definitely not. Because I don't think that they did anything that was positive in the movie. All they were doing is messing around and hurting people's feelings and stuff like that. So wasn't really a heroic kind of thing. And if I may say that they also had anti-villain, okay, where you have a noble intention, but it's been shown destructively, okay, and also they were doing all of that, but I'm pretty sure the narrator or the story writer who created the story did not want to dive that much into the bullies' motivations and all that, because they were not the main uh, point of view of the story. I understand that, but the scenes that we got from the three bullies, I could only get that they were only trying to do all this messing around, because maybe uh, that's all they know to do, and the forest looks very abandoned, and I don't think that it showed any of the girl's parents. So I think the boys were also were messing around, but I think they were also doing that because an act of survival. So like um, when that guy attacked used that slingshot at the bird, it almost made it look like as if they were only doing it to have some food,
What?
like um, but most of it is destructive. Like that's why I feel like they're not just red herring villains. They're also anti-villains. So yeah, but that's that transformation. So the beginning, even right before the bullies show up, when it was showing the girl, okay, and she was playing with the like a homemade um, crow like thing that she made in her hand, and um, that kind of gave me some idea that she is into the fascination of crows. Like she likes crows so much. She likes uh, looking after. Well, after they showed her taking the crow home and looking after it and digging up some worms and taking it home and to try and feed the uh, crow. It gave me some ideas what kind of person she likes to be with this crow. What kind of person she feels herself being, and it's more of a protective person, more of a person who really likes to take care of people. Really likes to who doesn't like people any animal, especially crows, getting hurt. So that the crows was the main theme. Another aspect, okay, let's not focus on the beginning, middle, and end right now. Is that this movie is also a silent movie, okay, which makes it even more better. Is because okay, well, there is one or two or a few words happening in just one scene, but just in the whole movie in general, it does qualify as a silent movie. The words were basically like, come on. She was saying that to the bird to eat the food. I think that was either after or before she put it in her mouth and turned it into saliva. But whatever, that's disgusting. The thing is, there was more visual representation than dialogue, which makes it as a silent movie stand out more, because in silent movies there's more visual representations than dialogue or than um, dialogue more telling, and visual representation is more showing. So yeah, I think I was able to understand the story much better because there was a lot of visual representations, because there was not that many dialogue in it. I was able to understand what kind of character this girl was. I was able to understand that, and I like the fact that how the three bullies in the middle were wearing animal masks. So one of them wore a wolf mask. So it actually did look like a wolf, and other two. I don't really know what the other two were, but it was either masks that came out of a dead animals, or they just made it themselves. So whatever, but I like the fact that they were wearing animal masks, because it kept on the theme of animals, because um, they're trying to look intimidating in front of this girl, and I like the fact that they didn't show the bird being in the box. Just let us interpret that. Just let us think that the bird was in the box, just so that we can empathize with her into wanting to bury this bird. And yeah, when she was trying to bury the bird, it was a noble thing. Okay, like it suggested a coffin for a corpse. Okay, because the box, normally we don't do there isn't a bird funeral. It was nice to see a one for this movie, because it kind of reminded us how a normal funeral goes. I think in the middle, that's pretty much the middle, because the middle is basically where it has where it shows less of the boys, because it shows more of the girl, and then it shows like a plot twist. The bird is not going to get a funeral. They destroyed it, and then they're gonna come. The three of them come to attack the girl. So that's basically the middle, and then it goes more into the end, where the three boys attack the girl somehow. They were showing it in the girl's point of view, but didn't really show what the three boys were doing, which made the girl fall down or trip up by herself. She might have tripped by herself, and like that. There's another thing that had been going throughout the movie, and that's like I said before, the theme of crows. That has been going on a lot, and I think mainly because it's trying to show the evolution and the reincarnation of this one girl, and like when she was trying to feed the bird and um, ate some of it and then took some of it out and give it to her. It kind of gave me bird vibes. Don't know. Because normally birds do something like that. Mainly mother birds, like parent birds. There are parent birds. So mainly they do something like that. So I get, yeah, that's why she was doing that. And then I think it was showing more of her transformation, like, in the latter part of the video where she was um, on the ground, right after she was on the ground, and then that scene end, it was went black, and then it showed like a zoom in version on feathers. So that could be anything. Okay, that could be a bird, a zoom in on the feathers of a bird, or a regular bird, or that could be a zoom in on anything. But to me, that zoom in is feathers of the crow feathers that's on the um the girl, and that was giving me symbolic transformation um, thing going on there, because it didn't show those feathers anywhere when it zoomed out of that and went into the next scene. But when I'm showing those feathers, I feel like it's trying to tell us that trying to show us an answer where the feathers are part of the girl's transformation, and well they don't want to override the plot, so they didn't put it in there. So I understand that. And then when the birds were lifting her up, it kind of looked as if, uh, I know, by the looks of it, it was like the birds using their flight powers to lift up the girl, but it also showed, like, even though the girl might have been unconscious while they're lifting her up from the ground, she might have had some power within, which must have connected it with the birds, which helped both of them to get help, because she was very connected with crows um, throughout the other parts of the scenes. So it's very, it could be very clear that's where that could be leading, because even though it didn't show that she was doing any kind of movement where with which where she was coming from, the power was coming from her, the connection that she has with the crows, it can easily be told as a sign of help. Yeah, I really did enjoy the plot. It did give me an action thriller kind of vibe to it, because it was it wasn't that bad, and you guys might not agree with me with this, but to me, I feel like the story isn't that much character driven. You might think that it is. I also do think it is, but I think it's more. Um, I think it's more plot driven. Okay, there's a lot of plot driven devices going on than character driven devices. A lot of plot driven. So that's why it's making me think that it's a plot driven story and not a character driven story. solely focused on this main character, because they wanted to show other stuff as well. They wanted to show how the bullies came second time round to create an element of surprise on the girl, and that's not from her point of view. That's from the bully's point of view. So there's that, and there's also in the beginning they were showing the egg, and they were showing the crows, and that's not the bird's not from the view of the girl, because the girl is not in that's those scenes. The girl comes after those scenes. So I think if all the scenes was from the girl's eyes, and none of them. Okay, they wanted to show the audience the element of surprise, but I think showing us what's about to happen defeats the element of surprise for the audience. It's more element of surprise for the girl. Okay, so I think if they were trying to make an element of surprise for the audience, they wouldn't have shown the bullies until when the girl has seen the bullies step onto the bird. That would have been the best time to first introduce them the second time round, as to show their revenge. But the thing is, the reason why that one moment where the girls attack, well, you guys might not even think that's an attack. They might think that the crows are the ones attacking him. Yeah, those crows are attacking him, but the girl is pointing at the three boys. So she's basically is giving all the orders to them to attack them. So she basically is the one who's getting all of it done. Basically, she's basically the boss of the attacks. Even though she's not attacking them, she's bossing them about, and also when she helped the bird to when she attacked the three boys the first time round, that was an act of heroism. Okay, that was an act of heroism because she was doing it for the injured bird. She was not doing it for her own personal gain. She was doing it for someone or something else. Okay, that's why it's heroic. But what was not heroic about what she did in the second time round, when she was attacking the three boys, the second time round, when the birds lifted her up, that's not heroic. Okay, that is more of an act of evil, because in that situation there was no one she was actually saving. Okay, except for herself. She was saving herself, but that's not really heroic, because that's more selfish, because heroes are more about helping others and not themselves. Okay, and what she was doing is an act of heroism. No, it was not an act of heroism, because um, she had a lot of pent up revenge as well for them, for doing all those nasty things, for taking down the bird, for coming back and destroying the bird when the girl was trying to make a funeral for it, and destroy the coffin as well, and then for stabbing her on the cheek, for so many different things that they did, that the girl really was bottling up inside her, and maybe it was not shown like that, because when you're bottling stuff up inside, you try to hide, you try to suppress them away from your actual tasks, and then in the end she couldn't handle it anymore. She couldn't bottle it up anymore, and finally she had enough and wanted them to attack um, the the three people. But actually no, it didn't look like that. No. By the way she was doing it, okay, the way the monster like feel came to that moment where she was wanting to attack them. She didn't want to me she didn't want to attack them. Okay, that second time around, she wanted to kill them. Okay, she wanted to kill them. But I felt unsatisfied by the ending because I didn't really like the ending because the three boys did not die. They stayed alive. They were hiding in the forest. I did not like that because I thought, okay, she's got her revenge. Now everything's over, and she's gonna turn into a crow, and now now that would be like a resolution for her because she for all of her inner demons. But it wasn't the case, and what I don't like the fact is they weren't necessarily hiding. Okay, the crows were sitting around the three boys and watching them, and it kind of reminded me of a prisoner in jail, and the jail guard is watching them. Okay, so it was very similar to that, but still, I still did not like that because um, you guys might think her final attack, her final retaliation on the three boys is an anti-hero anti-hero role, but I respectfully disagree, like Chandler normally says,
I respectfully disagree.
and that's only because either the hero or the anti-hero. If it's an anti-hero, they might not care about traditional heroism, but they still would want to um, uh, not kill. Okay, they still no. What am I saying? The anti-heroes kill for the sake of themselves. Okay, hold on. Okay, but the thing is, so a hero, they don't kill. That's the limit of not crossing. Okay, an anti-hero may cross that limit, but they don't care who they kill. Okay, a villain, they do care who they kill. The villain's revenge is way more stronger than the anti-hero's revenge because the anti-hero is doing it for like a morally gray area where it blends between hero and villain, but they're just doing it for themselves, for what happened to them as in a traumatic past. But I don't see anything. Okay, okay, okay. So I would say I retract what I said before. The girl's transformation does end up as an anti-hero role. There was a lot of anti-hero elements in her final retaliation. I would give you guys that, but to me, um, even though she was doing it because she was very traumatic by the experiences she got in the past, but still her face was filled with malice, filled with evil intentions. Okay, so I'm very conflicted here. I really think that she transformed into a the main villain of the story. Okay, but she also was serving anti-hero anti-heroic elements at the same time. But I feel like there was more villain elements than there was more villainous elements than anti-heroic elements. But the to see that she slowly, well, back in the end when she killed, no, she didn't kill him. Back in the end when she went back to her bed, uh, and she was slowly turning into a crow. I was thinking werewolf as well because of the grayness, because the way I've seen other movies of werewolf movies, the way a guy or a girl transforms into a wolf is very similar to how she was transforming. So yeah, um, but I do feel like there was some reincarnation involved. Even though I don't believe in reincarnation, even though I don't believe in evolution, I feel like there was a lot of evolution involved. I feel like there was a lot of reincarnation involved. Um, I like that feeding incident I told you about. There was a lot of evolution going on over there. Parts of her were slowly turning more into the behaviors of a crow, and then um, I guess she was at the very breaking point when she fell down. That was like showing how she was like somehow deeply spiritually connected to the crows, and how they came to help, and uh, yeah, but also reincarnation, because it showed a lot of that bird she was taking care of, and that bird um, reminded her of her father, because it was showing a scene where she was dreaming about her father, and how he was getting further away, and she's getting sad because she can't get to her father. So it was something around that kind of thing going on in the dream, and but she did say that she didn't say dad, but she was mouthing. She, she didn't actually enunciate the word. She didn't actually say it, but she was mouthing it. She was mouthing it. So I think she was seeing a lot of her dad in the crow, because her dad used to take care of her. Her dad was very nurturing, and I guess look, I think she's seeing a lot of her dad in herself, because now she's doing the same thing her dad used to do with her crow, and she's being very nurturing and all that. So the and when the bird died, and and they destroyed her corpse. The three boys destroyed her corpse. The ending showed her turning into a crow herself, after dealing with them. Her eyes, her eye, a zoom in, very zoomed in shot of her eye, and how it opens, and yeah, and I think that there's a possible way of the the spirit of the bird coming back to the girl, um, and that might be also part of her transformation, and that might be also how uh, she's turning into a crow. That might make sense in some way, because the fact that she's turning into a crow is is a transformation of its own. So if there is any kind of reincarnation element involved, I don't know. I think there is, because the crow that died, because she has like a very very strong connection to the birds. I feel like that dead crow spirit must have went into her, and she didn't even realize, and then once um, all the confrontations were done between between the three boys, then she started becoming into a crow. Um, yeah, so it was a very thought provoking movie. Okay, I highly recommend anyone to watch it if they want to watch it. I'll give it 5 stars rating, because it was a great movie. Um, Even though it was a short movie, I was able to pick up a lot out of that movie, because it was you might have to watch it more than once, multiple times, to understand what it is about. But yeah, another thing I liked. I should have said this when I was talking about the middle, but whatever. Let me just say it, okay? Um, I also like the suspenseful music, because it anticipates the viewer to get hooked into the plot twist that's about to happen. And even though I already knew that the bullies are gonna attack the girl, I still was feeling on edge, because the suspenseful music was so um, surprising, came out of nowhere, and it made me think that something bad is gonna happen to the girl any minute now. So yeah, well, that was um, I guess the beginning, middle, and end that I've talked to you about. And I think I also gave you my likes and dislikes about it. I think. I hope you loved this review, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so you always up to date for any new videos, or anything I create in this channel. And I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely week, a lovely month, a lovely year, and peace out.